What's good, everybody? How we doing tonight? Another big update today. Let me get my trademark rolling here. Let me get my signature look rolling here. How's everybody doing? What's up, Murray, Rick, Stinafina, new channel member Stinafina. How you doing? Jonathan Kane. Jonathan, hey man, I see you all the time in the comments and stuff. It's good to see you on board for the start of a stream as well. C. Wiley, Chris Smith, how's it going? Man, they keep dropping these updates on us. And this is some wild stuff. Like it's been pretty crazy. Like yeah, this is fun. I'm kind of getting addicted to doing these nightly streams. It might become a thing. I don't know. I'm gonna, like, when all these updates and stuff die down, which eventually they will die down, whatever, if it's leading to something or if they have a finite amount that they're going to do, I'm gonna do at least 4 streams a week, 4 night streams a week, and I'm gonna shoot for 10 o'clock each night. 10 o'clock, come on stream for an hour, hour and a half, that kind of thing. So be looking forward to that. Definitely going to be doing that more. So because I missed doing this when we were heavy in production for the Aurora pilot episode. Like, I just couldn't do anything else. But now that that's pretty much wrapped and we're getting ready to start shopping around and whatever, like, I have more time to do this stuff again. And I did miss doing this stuff. Yeah, it's good to be free for once, right? Oh, whew. Oh, hey, I'm here to serve. So before we get into all that kind of stuff, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you would like to support everything that I do, not just this stuff, but all the animation, all the artwork, all the writing and stuff that I do, all the stuff that you can get on Amazon and on my website and all that kind of stuff. Become a channel member or support me on Patreon, patreon.com/Ray Kaufman. I appreciate all the love and support. So let's get into it. So today the Q&A was, has the battle system changed from Final Fantasy VII Remake? And the answer from Teruki Endo was, in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, new comrades will join you in battle, and you can cooperate with other party members in even closer ways than before. I can't wait for the crazy-ass tech abilities between Vincent and Cid. I can't wait. You all know I am super excited. I can't wait for that. That's going to be amazing. I can't wait. But what I want to do tonight is I want to hear some of your all's craziest ideas. I want to hear some of your all's craziest ideas as far as that goes. Craziest ideas in general, and let's talk about them. I'm going to pick a few out and we'll talk about it. And yeah, so I don't know what else I was going to say. I had an allergy test today. I had an allergy. They pricked my back and everything. I felt so bad afterward, but I found out everything that I'm allergic to. I'm pretty much allergic to going outside. That's why I always sound so stuffy. So, but anyway, that aside, that was my day. That was my day. Getting poked and prodded in the back and the arms. What up, Atlas? How you doing? Laszlo sighting. Laszlo sighting. We miss you over on Discord, Laszlo. Genesis and Vincent. I think that's a good call. I think that would be cool. Vice, I'm not so sure. We'll see, though. We'll see. Am I doing Final Fantasy 16 on Twitch or on YouTube? Okay, so that's a great question. Let me address that real quick. For conversations and stuff like this, I'm going to be doing these on YouTube. My gaming stuff, if I'm playing a game or if I'm going to do any kind of gaming, it's going to be on Twitch. I think that seems to be for me personally, the cool way to keep these separate. That way I can stream on YouTube and I can stream on Twitch, and both channels have an identity. You know what I mean? Like, when I want to come on and talk about stuff with you all, I am, it's no secret, I am terrible at being a gaming streamer. Like, I suck at it. Like, when I'm playing a game, I am so into the story. I don't really interact with the chat and stuff a lot like I can when I'm doing this. So, like, I am shitty at streaming video games. Like, I am awful at it. That's why my average video game stream is like 8 to 12 viewers. And people are like, man, this chat's dead. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit, I'm playing this game. So, but there's that. So yeah, I'll be streaming stuff like this here on YouTube. And I'll be streaming Final Fantasy 16's playthrough and all my gaming playthroughs over on Twitch. I think that's the way I'm going to be handling that. So, what's up, Atlas? Hey, glad to have you. Glad to have you, my friend. Do you think there will be a team bonding system? That's interesting. I haven't thought about that. C. Wiley. It'd be cool. I know that the Tales games do that, like, and it works really well in those. What was the last one? Did Star Ocean have that? I want to say Star Ocean had it, but I can't remember. So, yeah, yeah, that would be cool. I'm trying to remember if Star Ocean had it or not, because Tales obviously is not Square. But, it'd be interesting. It works in the Tales games. I like the way they handle it in the Tales games. Oh, Laszlo, you missed our chat last night. Laszlo, about Zach. Yo. I had a big brain moment, dude, and the chat was helping me with it. I was cooking last night. You went nuts. Let's get nuts. To quote Michael Keaton. Yeah, that would work. The Tifa Cloud team up thing. Oh, look, by the way, I've got a theory video coming for you all, dropping tomorrow, that I think is going to rock some of your brains. I think I'm going to rock some brains with this theory video tomorrow night. The way I'm going to handle those, my video releases, is like the nights that I have live streams, I'm going to release the new video right after the live stream. So when you get done hanging out with me for the live stream, you can check out the new video content, whether it be a theory video or whatever that I have going up on the channel. Tomorrow night, after tomorrow night's live stream, because I'm assuming they're going to do another one of these things tomorrow. After tomorrow night's live stream, I'm putting up a big theory video. Probably the biggest theory video I've done in a couple of years. And I've been waiting to put this one out. I almost did it a couple of years ago, and I waited. I almost put it out right after the Reunion Cloud video, or right around that time, and I waited. So, I hope you all be looking forward to that. Yeah, well, Sid's going to handle a lot like Sonnen, I think, because they both use pole arms. Yeah, I think the moves will be specific to certain combinations. Triple techs, I think triple techs will be there. Can you imagine like a whole party tech? Like a whole party tech, like everybody in on a big move. Like a Knights of the Round with the whole party. That would be wild. Star Ocean has it. Okay, thank you, Nick. I thought it did. I like that, Chris. I've seen that mentioned a few times, and I like that the best. I think the whole party should just travel together because I want to see those dynamics and how those story dynamics work when they're just like talking with each other in random scenes, walking from town to town or whatever. Yeah, I think the whole party needs to be together. They don't need to separate because they didn't separate after they left Midgar. You know what I mean? Because that's the scene where they separate. When they're outside of Midgar, they climb off of the rope and like, okay, we're gonna go this way. You know, we'll meet you in Calm. You know, this is a PHS system. You know, and all that kind of thing. They didn't do that, so I think they're gonna be together. Synergy on story. I love synergy. I love the small adjustments and introductions they made in that. And I love the Fort Condor game. God, man. I played so much of that. I think that's... I don't trophy hunt, but I did try to get all the trophies for that one. That was fun. Oh yeah, Reunion Cloud's gonna be jacked to the gills. To the gills, man. What's up, Wyatt? Yeah, and here's the thing. I think you could do... Because once Aerith is out of the party, or even once Cloud's out of the party, but that'll be in Rebirth. I mean, that'll be in the third game, not Rebirth. So see, okay, so let's do the roster. You're going to have Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barrett, Red 13, Vincent, Sid, Yuffie. That's 8. You're going to have Kate Shee, but I would have Kate Shee just be in the background throwing buffs or something like that. Like, you can upgrade him. I almost kind of feel like Kate Shee should be like an NPC that's always with you. You know what I mean? Like just handing out buffs and all that kind of thing. You know, that's how I feel Kate Shee should operate. And again, I know he's got fans. I know people want him in the party. That's just my thought. That's a cool thought, Nick. That's if you want to swap out of the party, it'll cost you. It costs like an ATB gauge. That actually makes sense. Different ways to spend ATB, making it more precious. That makes it more strategic. I like that. Yeah. Final Fantasy X seems to be what everybody's thinking of. Jonathan Kane. I've seen it mentioned elsewhere too. So yeah. Also, Zach Fair. How you doing, Zach Fair? What up, Puppy Duck? What I loved Fort Condor because it kept the classic music. The bum 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 bum. I always loved that music. Like in Final Fantasy VII, when I would play the OG Fort Condor, I would stretch it out as long as I could just to listen to the music play. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready. I'm not giving into the hype. I hope this game is a Summer Games Fest, but if it turns out to be there, I'll be like, awesome. And if it turns out to not be there, I'll be like, I tried to keep you all from being upset for weeks. What do you think the chances of Angeal making an appearance in the story going forward? Very slim. Very, very slim. I feel like Angeal's story was told. I think he could appear in flashbacks or references with Zack, because Zack is alive now. But Zack being alive is a result of tampering, whether it's by the planet or by Sephiroth. So Zack is a part of the story now. It's not his story anymore, though. he is a mystery element in the story, but it's not his story anymore. So Angeal served Zack's story, but I mean, you could also make the argument that it's part of Sephiroth's story, but not the Sephiroth that we have anymore. Like, he's not the same Sephiroth now. He is the main villain of the story, not a tragic fallen hero in someone else's story. So I don't think we see Angeal. And plus, it's really crowded as it is. Like, rather than see Angeal, whose story's been told, I would rather see new characters. Like a Roche. You know what I mean? Like we got Roche in Remake. We'll get more Roche. But like that, introduce like some new characters. And you almost 100% know they're going to. Like, they almost have to. Because there's a big world to fill out. And you're going to have new characters. So I think that's one way to go. And that's why I don't think we'll see like Angeal in there. I feel that, Nick. That's just my thought. Like I said, you know, I'm not the biggest Kate Shee fan. I don't know. Yeah, you can use them strategically, but I'm just, you know, I just don't want to have to worry about leveling him up. That's what it comes down to. I have to swap him out. Okay, I gotta get him some EXP. Let's go. It's going good, JC. How you doing? How you doing? Nah, man, better late than never. I mean, what is late, right? I'm just streaming, so, you know, you can always check it out on demand as well. So, what is late? Late. Time is relative, right? Time is relative. I'm an artist. We're like wizards. Wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. It's like artists. We're never late. We arrive precisely when we mean to. So you're right on time. Are you also going to do FF9 Remake if the leaks and rumors are true? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, if more concrete stuff comes out about Final Fantasy IX more than just conjecture, like if we see something, if something gets put out there, that, like, if we get a teaser or if we get like some kind of like off the wall baddie conversation, because we won't, because there's probably, if it is real, there's NDAs out the ass on it. But if we get stuff, I will absolutely be talking about it. I will absolutely be talking about it, and I'll absolutely play it. FF9 is great. Unfortunately, it just came at a point where I had so many other things going on. I wasn't as attached to it as other people were. And I think when FF9 came out, I was like, I want to say I was like 19 or 20. Like, I was still feeling like groany about Final Fantasy VIII. I think I was kind of checking out on Final Fantasy at that point. I was going back and playing my old games. I remember I disliked Final Fantasy VIII so much when I played it, I went back and broke out my Super Nintendo and played Final Fantasy VI. I played through it again to wash the taste out. Then I played Final Fantasy VII again. And I think it was on my third playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, my third or fourth playthrough of FF7 when FF9 came out. And I did play FF9, but I just wasn't as attached to it. It's a fantastic game. I just wasn't as attached to it as some people were. Hype responsibly. Exactly. Hype responsibly. Yeah, see, that's the cool thing. Speculating on what the commenter or the developer comment will be the next day. This thing we got today, just it's vague like the other ones, but this one's like open-ended, use your imagination vague. It says, new comrades will join you in battle, and you can cooperate with other party members in even closer ways than before. So I know everybody wants to focus on the green, but I'm focusing on the whole comment. They say new comrades, and they also say in the same sentence other party members. Could we be getting people that join us for specific points in battle, like NPCs. Final Fantasy 15 did this a lot. What's up, J4? Could we get other characters to join us that are non-controllable? Like, this comment, it might not just be talking about Sid and Vincent and Yuffie and Kate Shi. It might be talking about Bugenhagen joining the party. It's like casting spells, you know, when he's with you when you go to the Forgotten Capital. He's with you at that point, you know. Of course, Aerith's dead at that point, but you might go to the Forgotten Capital with Aerith and Bugenhagen. I mean, we don't know. It's going to be randomized now, you know. So having Bugenhagen, and Bugenhagen accompanies you a couple of times. He also goes with you to the Gi Cave. So, you know, Cosmo Canyon, you might have guest party member Bugenhagen just wrecking people with like spells and stuff. That would be dope. Rufus may join your party. Roche may join your party for a section, you know. The sky's the limit, you know. Biggs join your party for a section. That's one thing we don't talk about enough. Biggs is alive, confirmed. Confirmed. Not conjecture. Not is he in the live stream. Not this and that. Confirmed. Biggs is alive and kicking. Alive and kicking, baby. Rambo Light is alive and kicking. What percent chance do you think that there is that this shows up at Summer Game Fest? I give it, man, haven't thought about a percentage chance. I give it about a 60 to 70% chance given everything we've seen so far. No, throw all marketing stuff out the window, you know. No, marketing me still thinks, you know, it's a little too soon, but screw it. At this point, I'm like, screw it. Just do whatever you want. You know what I mean? The fan in me is like, screw it. Do whatever you want, you know? Well, that's the thing, Zach Fair, is that, you know, that's why, you know, I had a lot of people come down on me when I was trying to explain how the marketing works and all this other kind of stuff and why it's better to temper expectations and don't get too out of hand and do crazy with things. I try to temper people's hype. Hype is awesome. Hype is great. And in gaming and being a fan of gaming, hype is absolutely part of it, you know, but you got to be responsible with that stuff. That's why you don't see me making a lot of like clickbaity thumbnails and stuff like that. Just to look, I don't want to disappoint people. I know I could clickbait people and they would still come see my stuff even though I'm clickbait. But I don't want to do that, you know. I want to make the community better. I want everybody to be happy and have a great time. And I think if you hype responsibly, like I think it was Puppy Duck said earlier, shout out. I think we can learn to be more patient and keep an understanding of this thing is coming. We can be hype about it and still not expect it at every event that's going to happen, you know? We shouldn't expect it to be at every event. Like, every time an event rolls around, it's the same accounts on Twitter, it's the same people, it's the same massive channels on YouTube and stuff. It's the same Twitch stream. It's the same people every time an event rolls around. It's gonna be there. This person who leaked a thing 5 years ago about something at Sony Studios and it was 50% right said that. I know I'm exaggerating, you know, and then every time that event passes, it's gone. Everybody's mad for like a week or two. And I finally was like, I'm sick of the community being mad and being negative, and so I'm trying to do something about that. I'm trying to create a place where people can be like, get hype about it, but not necessarily expect it at every show that's about to pop up. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. But good point, Zach. That's a great point. 9 in the chat. What's up, brother? How you doing? Shout out to Nine for all those gift subs or gift memberships last night. That was big of you, man. And when I'm not poor anymore, hopefully soon, I'll pay it forward, brother. Don't you worry about that. Biggs is busy dating the preschool teacher who dances at night. I forgot about her. She was the honeybee in. What's up, Aoshi? What's up, my man Aoshi? How you doing? Thank you, Rick. Yeah, I had some people come at me about the marketing stuff. Now, you don't know. One guy was like, "You don't know shit about marketing." I'm like, okay, sure. I've only been working in marketing for about 20 years. Whatever you say, random talking head. Ready the clickbait thumbnail in the FF7 YouTube community. I love your content and the way you interact on these lives. Can't wait to see your theory video. Hey, what's up, Sean? Yeah, you know what? This part's easy. Coming on here and just hanging out with you all and just being myself, being a fan who's excited about this stuff is easy. This part's easy. Another 5 gift subs from 9. Shout out to you, brother, for the stream. If you received a gift sub, or a gift sub, I talk like I'm on Twitch, a gift membership. If you received a gift membership from 9, throw up some 9s in the chat. Throw up some 9s if you got. Everybody throw up some 9s in the chat. For my boy 9. What's up? If you got 9 lives from Mr. 9, you go ahead and throw them up. Which character's destiny do I think will take a different path? Well, all of them, essentially. I know that's a boring answer. But I think I know what you're asking, JC. And I'm gonna say Cloud. I'm gonna say Cloud. Either he doesn't make it out of this, or he comes out of this satisfied. Because he's not satisfied in Advent Children. He's still mopey. He's still... And I hated that because I loved Steve Burton as Cloud's voice. He even kind of, like, in his younger days, he even looked like Cloud, you know? But he was always just like this in Advent Children. I'm a postal courier boy. Not interested. No, it's almost like there was no character growth from 7. Like, where was the insecure geek? Where was the geek Cloud? Where was the dorky Cloud? You know what I mean? That when he finally found himself again, he reverted back to mopey Cloud. And I get it because of Aerith and everything, but come on, man. Come on, man. All 9s. 9 hitting the chat with that 99, 99, 99 hit. Hit max hit. That's a max PS1 hit. That's max PS1 damage, 9. You seeing that? He hit for max PS1 damage. That's some Knights of the Round-ish right there. Well, by the old standards, that's true, Gaijin. But by the old precedent, that is true. Like, Cloud would have to die to get rid of Sephiroth. But there's some new stuff happening now. Like, we don't know. And there's going to be another twist. Not just Reunion Cloud. I feel like there will be another twist in Rebirth. Bugenhagen's going to know something. I mean, Vincent's probably going to know something about how Sephiroth is tethered to everything. The live stream, Cloud, all that kind of stuff. So, I just want to take me on a ride, man. I want Cloud to survive. I don't want Cloud to die. Cloud deserves to be happy. I want him to be happy. You know, I want him to have a happy ending. Thursday, I think Thursday will be a big day. Even if we don't get Rebirth, I think we're going to get a lot of cool stuff. I think we're going to see a lot of cool stuff toward the end of this week. And it won't just be Thursday. I think we'll see some cool stuff on Friday, too. Cloud 9 will be a quick way to sour your... Hey, you ain't alone in that. I would be pretty sour on it. Tifa was right there the whole time. Yep. Tifa's just wanting Cloud's goodies the whole time. That's it. That's it. Isn't that a great story, too? Like the nerdy kid, Cloud, from the small town with the hot chick in town. No, they grow up, and then she wants him, and he's like, not interested. The geeks win! Yeah. Yeah, Tifa's wanting to climb up on, like, climb his bones, and he's over there just listening to, like, My Chemical Romance, lamenting. Not that there's anything wrong with My Chemical Romance. I listen to my fair share of emo rock, not because I'm emo. But I like AFI's Sing the Sorrow album. It's a great album. I wasn't cutting myself while I was listening to it, but it was a good album. Sephiroth's HP level during the flashback, yeah. Well, we know Rufus redeems himself anyway. Like, but I think Rufus will die. Like, he died... Well, we thought he died in OG7, right? When it was it Emerald? No, it was Diamond Weapon. Was it Diamond Weapon who was attacking? Yeah. Good. What's up, man thing? How you doing? Did I love Remake? Yes, I did. I loved Remake. I didn't know how to feel about it when I first finished it. And I've been vocal about that, but I loved it. Thought it was great. That's why I say we're going to see a lot of good stuff, Chris. Capcom's got an event. I don't think we're going to get any big announcements from Capcom, though. A new Mega Man would be killer. Or if they announce that the next Devil May Cry, we could get the next Devil May Cry or a new Mega Man. I think it's too soon for the next Resident Evil remake or even Resident Evil 9. I think it's too soon for those. I think one of those will be announced in 2024, but it's too soon right now. You're tired of games killing off their main characters? Yeah, well, I mean, it certainly kills the sequel possibilities, right? Or at least a good sequel possibility. Nah, I didn't see that comment, Zach, but yeah, I agree. And not only that, Nick, but Cloud had a great job. He was basically a delivery boy, and he got to just ride around and listen to music all the time by himself, unbothered, unimpeded. Tifa was at home just waiting on him, with Marlene and Denzel worshiping Cloud, and he had it made, man. He could show up, ride up on his bike. Cloud was essentially like a biker, a lone biker. You know what I mean? The new playable characters are going to be Vincent, Sid. We know we're getting Yuffie and Kate Shi, but I think there'll be NPC characters diving in and out. I think Bugenhagen is a good choice for one. I think Rufus. I think Zack. I think that also alludes to Zach as well, you know. Will I be playing Ever Crisis? Not if it's a mobile game, I won't. And I'll be honest with you all, since we're bringing it up. I have lost all interest in Ever Crisis. I could care less about that game at this point. I kind of thought it looked crappy from the beginning. Like, I love the stylized art. And basically how it was rendered to look like the PS1 game. OG Final Fantasy VII. I loved the cool manga style characters with the word boxes. But then it shifts into remake models for the turn-based battle, and I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. I thought that looked terrible. I hope if they are moving forward with it, I hope they fix that, because I thought that looked awful. Awful. But the rest of it looks great, and if they put it on consoles, I'll play it, but I'm not going to play it on mobile. My phone is a device for communication and business. I don't game on it at all. No matter how mad Japan wants me to play games on my phone, it's just not happening. Because A, I wouldn't get shit done ever. I'd be on my phone all the time. Mega Man Legends 3 would be killer. What about a Mega Man Legends Collection 1-2, leading to a third game? Because you can't buy 2 anymore unless you want to cough up $250 to $300. So, which pisses me off, because I remember seeing that on clearance at Walmart for $20. Isn't that a kick in the ass? Vincent will almost certainly be the one who figures out. Vincent's probably already got most of it figured out, because he just sits in the basement all day with tomes, you know. And I think Vincent's going to have a bit of a connection to the planet as well. Yeah, I want to hear Vincent's new VA. I want to hear what Sid sounds like. I want to see a number of things. But the next trailer, I feel like, will be a Whet Your Appetite trailer. It will be... it's not going to be the release date trailer. I'm sure of that. If we get anything. I know everybody's thinking we're definitely getting something. If we get anything. I think it'll be something to just appease our appetites for now. Until August or September. Capcom versus SNK. That's a damn shame. Capcom versus SNK. I could see a Turk joining as an NPC. Look, and here's the thing. We never, ever got a Sung boss fight. Never in Final Fantasy VII did we ever fight Sung. So, they need to fix that. They need to fix that in Rebirth. When you encounter the Turks in the Mithril Cave, I want to fight all of them. I want to fight all of them, and I want it to be hard as hell, because that's going to be like the first 2 hours of the game. That'll be the first 2 or 3 hours of the game. I want it to be hard as... insert cuss word here. Now, I find Chadley annoying. Not really. Some of his missions and stuff were annoying, but the character itself was not annoying to me. But you know, I never finished Top Secrets either. I never finished. I was like, screw it. I got better things to do with my time. Like, I'm way too busy to try and beat Top Secrets like every hour of my life. So, full disclosure, I never beat Top Secrets. I know there's guides out there on how to do it, but again, I was like, I'm busy. Occupado. Occupado. Yo soy ocupado. What's up, Galdana? I think we will see Sisney. We talked about that last night. Especially since Zach's alive. It makes sense to do something with Sisney. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna happen. I think we may even get a scene where she finds Zack and Cloud's like, hey, I've been looking all over for you. What happened? You know? And I do believe chewing up some ice. I do believe that the game will try to convince us that Zack is in another time or in another realm or something until the story starts to sync up. It's like, oh, I was just there earlier talking to those people and now he's there. You know? So it'll be interesting to see what happens and what all they do with it. My original theory on Zack was that he was alive and was reacquisitioned in the Shinra basement. Like it was him in that lab, that underground lab. And that he was released by Hojo as like a ways to track down Aerith and everybody. I don't believe that so much now. I think he's alive, but I think there's something else going on. I don't think it's a Shinra thing. I think it's a Sephiroth thing. So, what's up, Pete? What's up, Ben? Ben Garza, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, man? Now, see, yeah, when you get into all those other Turks, we might see them as a side story or something. If you take like a side mission with the Turks or something, you might hear about them or you might see them there, but there's not enough real estate within the game. Now that we know there's only 3 parts, there's not enough real estate there to warrant putting all those people in there for some people that might know about that obscure mobile game. Not to shit on it. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying there's not a whole lot of room now. You got to tell that story and you got other side stories to tell. You're going to have to... There's going to be a lot of stuff on the editing room floor. We'll put it that way. A lot of ideas that get cut. That would be cool. That would be cool with Sung, Jonathan, but I'm not sure that the characters in the Shinra Tower are going to be changed. Like we discussed last night that, you know, the Whispers were also circling around the Shinra Tower until they weren't around anymore. I think they created a second smaller singularity around the Shinra building. Because Rufus and them don't seem to be changed at the end of the game. And that's all we see is the party and the people in the Shinra building, and that's it. And that were the 2 places where it seemed like a singularity was being formed. So, and they made a point not to show anybody else except for this other stuff that was changed. Except, you know, when the sparkles were going away and other things were obviously changed. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Wyatt. I appreciate that. Transportation? Yeah, that'll be interesting. That's a good guess. That's a really good guess. What up, Somali? How you doing? Have I talked about that before? Yeah. I've done a video on that. I did a video on things that I really hope the second game improves upon. But yeah, one of the things that it's going to have to improve upon is that camera. Especially when you've got characters like Vincent and Yuffie who are going to be flying around. Now, they did make some marked improvements in Intermission, but they've still got a little work to do. Still got some work to do. Turks DLC? I'd buy that DLC. I'd buy that deal. I love the Turks, man. I love the Turks. That's one of the things that makes Final Fantasy VII so special. I would play DLC like, you know, as an aside for the Turks. You know, it's like, while this was going on in Remake, you know, meanwhile, with the Turks, and you're following the Turks on exploits like, because they're clandestine, right? That's the whole point of those characters. They do the dirty work you don't see, so they're behind the scenes working all the time. Do I think Rebirth will be like Xenoblade Chronicles? Somewhat. I think it'll be. I think it'll be a higher quality. I liken it something more akin to like Star Ocean. If we get something like that with slightly bigger zones, it'll just knock everybody's socks off. Live streaming Summer Games Fest. Depending on the times, maybe. But well, Thursday is my son's actual birthday. We did his party last weekend, but we're going to do some family stuff on Thursday. So while I'm doing that, if anything big gets announced, I'm not going to watch it. I'll see stuff on Twitter. I'll know what gets announced. I'm not going to watch it. But what I'm going to do is I will come on here live at 10 o'clock Thursday night, and I'll pull up everything and watch it live with you all, and you can see my reaction to it. So it'll be like I'm watching it live, but I'll already kind of know, you know, I just won't have seen it. So that's probably the best I can do on that, because I will naturally, and I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I didn't know that got announced, unless somebody doesn't tell me, because I have people DM me everything that drops now. We've gotten to that point. Like everything that drops, people DM me, and I do appreciate that. But it makes seeing something for the first time as a surprise tough. You know what I mean? So, but I will come on and watch all that stuff, all the big stuff that drops for Summer Games Fest. I'll watch it live here on stream with you all, and then we'll discuss it. So. Aoshi, where would Rebirth end? Ooh, dude, I did a sexy video on that. Reunion Cloud. I'll go over it a little bit with you here real quick. We talked about it last night, but when we're done streaming tonight, search for Reunion Cloud on my channel, okay? But basically, I think it ends at the Northern Crater with an Empire Strikes Back ending, a tragic ending, with, you know, the party facing off with a completely lost his marbles Reunion Cloud who is completely broken, and you're having to fight this feral monstrous version of Cloud with, you know, Sephiroth in the ice with the black materia in the background. And after you beat him, you know, he falls into the live stream. Sephiroth has the black materia. The weapons are awakened. They're everywhere. The meteor is summoned in the sky. Barret and Tifa are captured by Shinra. Roll the credits. Roll credits. That's how you end part 2. That's how you end Rebirth, boy. That's how you end Rebirth right there, man. And like the music for Reunion Cloud's battle scene is like something like the overworld theme, the Cloud theme, mixed with those chosen by the planet, with like in a 120 tempo, with like some heavy metal guitar and double kick drum playing behind it with a choir and everything. Ah, man, that's gonna be so sick. It probably won't happen now, but that's gonna be sick, man. Mr. Soy, what's up? Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Soy. I'm cautiously optimistic too. It's like Puppy Duck said earlier. Hype responsibly, you know. Let's get hype for the possible, but let's do it responsibly. You know, let's not all aboard the hype train and then drive it into the side of a mountain. You know, I'm tired of seeing that happen to you all. I'm tired of seeing everybody upset about this stuff all the time. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to enjoy the ride. I'm tired of seeing people get mad at the developers when the developers promise nothing. You know, we put too much stock into what leakers and stuff say all the time. It's time to start kind of being more rational, you know, and we know it's coming. Let's just enjoy the ride. The ride is starting. Even if we don't get a trailer at Summer Games Fest, the ride starts now. They're like, we're on the ride now, you know. You don't jump in a roller coaster and instantly, you know, buckle your seat and then you're down the hill and up the loop and then you're out. Let's savor the flavor. Like a nice juicy steak and a potato. Let's savor it. A glass of wine, you know, roll around in your mouth, you know. Don't just guzzle it down, chop it down, and you're out the restaurant. Let's savor. Let's smell it. Let's eat. Let's chew. Let's get all those flavors. Let's really enjoy it. Because this doesn't happen again. This is it. I want to savor it. I don't want to rush through this meal. This is it. We don't get it again. Final Fantasy VII does not get remade again. This is it. This is the last go-around for Final Fantasy VII. So, because this is the last go-around for a lot of people on that team. That's the thing people don't realize. So I'm really just, you know. Oh, Zach. You will come around, my friend. Birth of a God is going to be intense. Everybody knows that's watched any of my stuff. The music I'm looking forward to the most, besides Sid Highwind's music, is the Forested Temple. The Temple of the Ancients music. That is going to kick so much ass, man. And the ancient, the ghost of the ancient that runs around in the Temple of the Ancients with you, he better look like a Travelocity garden gnome. He better look like a garden gnome. He better giggle when he runs. Sid's controlling the train. Oh yeah, I think that's definitely talking about Nibelheim. I didn't know Baby Seal thought that was talking about Junon. Yeah, I mean, regardless, I mean, that's small stuff. I mean, that's just kind of like, I think that's him just trying to get a good conversation going, to be honest. He's good at that, you know. He's really good at getting the conversations rolling. But I think that's just him trying to get the conversation started. There's not really enough to go on there. You're really just taking a guess. That's why everything in that trailer, except for them actually walking toward the Shinra reactor, it's all just guesses. It's all just a guess. And it's like I say about theory crafting, is like we're all right until we're not. They're all on the table until they're not. So that's why I just enjoy doing that stuff. Vincent's theme is going to be sick because everybody's going to have like 4 or 5 versions of their theme. You're going to have the regular remake version of it. You're going to have the up-tempo version of it. You're going to have the house music version of it with a guitar that's in battle. And then you're going to have like a very dramatic slow version of it. That seemed to be the pattern in remake with the different themes. Birth of a God is so dope, though. I think my favorite version of Birth of a God is the Power Glove cover of it. Oh, dude. That shit is so hype. That shit is so hype. Come on. Puppy Duck with the 20 drop on me. Hey. Your boy loves you, man. Yo, Uncle Ray, forgot to tell you yesterday, but I have been seeing Square Enix managers and Final Fantasy VII Remake VAs sharing starting to tweet here and there about FF7 again. Shows you we are all on the train for more reveals. Yeah, man, let's savor it all. Thank you for that 20 spot, man. That really helps. I appreciate you. Yeah, like it's one of those things when voice actors and people on the project start to share things, you know, because they're kind of getting the okay. You know what I mean? Like the voice actors I worked with on Aurora, I told them where nobody knows about our project, I'm like, tell everybody about it. Share it with everybody. Like Michelle Ruff, who plays Rukia in Bleach, she was my voice director on the project, and she also plays a character named Indra. If you're familiar with the graphic novels I've put out, you know who Indra is. She was talking about it at Anime X. She was talking about it at New York City Comic Con, and she was talking about it. Ever had her Aurora shirt on? You know, it was pretty cool. But with the big companies, they're like, they have to sign NDAs. I didn't make my people sign an NDA, but they all have to sign NDAs to not talk about the project. So, but now that they're starting to talk about it, it means they're getting the okay from the company to start talking about it. So when you see that happening, that's when you know we're close to something. Do I think a 9 remake being potentially only PS5 is a mistake? Nah, because if anything, it's probably just a timed exclusive. Most things aren't mutually exclusive anymore unless it is a studio owned by that company. And, excuse me, my burrito is talking back. And Square Enix is not owned by Square. Like, you're never going to see God of War on Xbox. Like, because it's a Sony Santa Monica. That's a PlayStation studio. But timed exclusive, absolutely. And then, you know, if people on Xbox One want it in a year, 18 months, where the exclusivity is, then they'll get it there. I don't think it's a bad idea, though. Typically, Square Enix has done very, very well doing business with PlayStation as their source of exclusives. Deep Purple, yeah, exactly. Nobuo Uematsu, when he was in the era that he was working on Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VII, and Final Fantasy VIII soundtracks, he was really into prog metal, 60s rock, things like that. Like, so he was into like Deep Purple, Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, even Tchaikovsky. I think One Winged Angel is inspired by Jimi Hendrix and Tchaikovsky. I think it's a melding of those two things. So yeah, he's such an interesting cat. Like, I would love to sit down and have lunch with Nobu and Nojima and just pick their brains. Just listen to those guys talk. I would just want to sit back, buy those guys lunch, and sit for 2 hours and just listen to them tell stories. I wouldn't even say a word. I would just want to listen to them tell stories. Hey guys, lunch is on me. Y'all just talk. But talk in English. Talk in English. Yeah, Jonathan, I remember you DMing me that, and that's a really good idea. It's on the table. It's on the table, brother. So, for those that didn't read the comment, Jonathan Kane, I think it was last year, right? Was it last year you DM'd me that? And it was actually something I had thought about before, too. The Sephiroth on the bridge is actually Genesis. That's still a very interesting take. I haven't thought about that in a while, but that's a very interesting take, man. Dude Central. Dude, I love that name. Yeah, I think it's really weird that Remake hasn't been ported to Xbox yet. I think that's really weird. I figured that would have happened by now. I mean, it's like in April, this coming April, it's going to be 4 years since that game has been out. 4 years. That's crazy. Oh, dude, I would love to see that. I can just watch interviews with those guys. Like, I've watched a lot of Nojima interviews. I've seen a ton of interviews with Nobu, and it's just like, those guys are just this wellspring of knowledge. That's why I've got the Rockstar Nojima gift thing, right? Rockstar Nojima, baby. Is Sony keeping away from Xbox? I mean, maybe, but at the end of the day, Square is a private company, and I know they've got many ties at Sony, but at the end of the day, they can do business with whoever they want. Now, they have to put it on their board and deem whether it's a smart decision or not. You know, Sony could look at something in a couple of years and be like, well, you remember when you put that one thing on Xbox, we only won it on Sony? Yeah, we're not going to give you all the big money for an exclusive. Because that's the other thing, too. It's like, who puts the big money up front for an exclusive? If Sony waves $5 million, $6 million to $10 million at Square Enix, your exclusives are right here. And Xbox doesn't want to pay that for a Square Enix exclusive because maybe they haven't sold as good on their thing. They don't know if they'll make that return back. That's a part of it too. It's all dollar signs. It's all dollars and cents and numbers. It's all numbers and historic data. Right, Nick? Yeah, I was just sitting there. I kind of blew my own mind. I was like, oh my God, it's been almost 4 years. What? My hair is definitely a little bit whiter than it was. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. My fresh mane. It's turning white. It's turning white. That's okay. That's okay. It wasn't as white when Remake came out. That's how I judge time and space now. How much white do I have in my hair? I'm not quite Mall Santa yet. I'm Uncle Ray now, but I'm not at Mall Santa levels. Well, when the third Final Fantasy comes out, I'll be approaching Mall Santa levels of white. Or Super Saiyan. Yeah, I'd rather Super Saiyan. Or Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct Ray, right? Ultra Instinct. Gray is the new sexy, baby. What's up, Nelson? Oh, you're working hard, brother. Don't you worry about it. Yeah, we started the stream by just talking about the battle system stuff they released and talked about today. So, but all good stuff, man. We know you're working hard. Reunion Ray. Oh shit! It's the Genova S cells. It's taking hold. I have none of the agility or strength. All of the spiraling toward my grave, though. In the real world, you know, implanting yourself with Genova cells just makes your hair turn white and makes you die faster. That's all it is. You don't get any of the strength or agility. Did Genesis save Zach's life? I am more of the level of thinking now that Sephiroth saved Zach to enact his. I went into this whole thing last night, and I'm gonna make a separate theory video for it too, to explain a little bit further because I've thought a little bit more about it since yesterday. But there's a really good chance that Sephiroth actually saved Zach and control the Whispers and Fate at that point to some degree, because he's actually directing the Whispers and stuff in the battle with you inside the Singularity, or with the party. I say you as the player, but in the Singularity, he's actually directing the Whispers around. He has control of them. So it stands to reason it's possible, before they go into the singularity, that he summoned them there. He cut the hole in reality because of the power of the Whispers and Destiny to go into the singularity that he created. So it stands to reason, and it's all based on the way he looks in that scene. Remember, Aerith, she sees the vision of Zack getting ready to battle the soldiers and stuff, and she looks at Sephiroth, and then Sephiroth has a look of confidence as he looks down and turns around and walks into the singularity, knowing they're going to come in for him. I think that was his final domino to fall, to ensure that when they were in that singularity, when they came out, the world would be different and Aerith wouldn't know. Everything Aerith knew wouldn't matter now. He's in complete control. Thus, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sephiroth has remade reality. Dude, oh no. We appreciate Genesis here on this channel. Like, the execution of the character was not good, but the concept of the character is amazing. So that's why I tell people all the time around here. The initial Final Fantasy VII reaction video, I had the luscious dark brown mane. Luscious locks. But I'm also about 30 pounds lighter than I was in that video, so that's good too. I'll take the white hair and less weight. I'll take that. The game was announced 8 years ago. It's amazing. I will never forget playing the bombing mission in Remake and seeing Sephiroth show up to taunt Cloud. It was then it sunk in that the game was going to be special. Yeah, like, and that thing about Sephiroth being in Cloud's head and his mind, that's been there. That's always been there. That's always been a thing. And I just like how they showed it in Rebirth, how they reconceptualized that, basically. I don't know, man. I like that Zack and Cloud are just kind of like regular dudes fighting all these superhuman beings, you know? Zack having the wings in this, I guess it wouldn't be too offensive to me because it's not his story anymore. It's Cloud's story. As long as Cloud doesn't get wings, I'm good. I don't want Cloud to get those wings. I don't want that to happen. He is the mortal taking down the evil god. That is Cloud's role. Remember once upon a time when Square Enix said it would take 10 years to remake Final Fantasy VII? We didn't believe them. It's going to be more than that by the time Part 3 drops. Well, I think we're going to have a much shorter wait between Rebirth and Part 3, whatever Part 3 winds up being. I think it'll be a much shorter time because you have all the assets from Remake, which I think helped them make this game bigger. And creating the world of Gaia for the PlayStation 5 and for current gen consoles is, now that you've got that whole world created, it's going to make the wait for the next game shorter, in assumption, right? Now, I'm not saying that game's coming out in 2025 or 2026. But, well, you know what? I think 2026 would be a fair guess. Yeah, maybe winter 2026, early 2027, the final game is out. Yeah, I think that's possible. I think that's very possible. Yeah, Dude Central, that whole scene, I've done a couple of videos on that scene. You know, it's Sephiroth early on is trying to intervene in this new time loop He's trying to make it so that Cloud doesn't even meet Aerith. That whole thing with him showing up to Cloud and showing him Nibelheim, he's trying to delay him. And when we finally see Aerith, she's shooing away the whispers. I think she was getting ready to leave. I think Sephiroth was going to succeed, but the whispers were keeping her there. Again, the whispers interact directly with who they want to alter. Like, they're not going to stop the chandelier from falling on you. They're going to push you out of the way of the chandelier. You see what I'm saying? So they kept Aerith there. And then Sephiroth's last-ditch effort to keep Cloud from linking up with Aerith is he has a mental fracture right there. Like, Sephiroth doesn't stop time. That's how a dream works. You have like a long dream, but it takes place in like mere seconds of real time. So that's basically like a quick waking dream that Cloud has right there. Like he tries to tear away Cloud's confidence one last time there because he wants Cloud all to himself. He doesn't want him to meet Aerith and be changed in that way. So he's like, you can't save anybody. You know, he tries to attack his confidence one last time. But it's almost like it's Sephiroth and Cloud in Remake are almost like a really bad relationship, right? Like being with somebody who tears you down when it benefits them, but then when it seems like they might be trying to leave you or get out of the relationship, then you say nice things to them and you say supportive things to them. That's like Sephiroth is like the bad boyfriend in the relationship, you know, or the bad girlfriend or whatever in the relationship. You know what I mean? And Cloud's like the victim, you know? So I love how they played that in Remake. That's why people are like, oh, it was a different Sephiroth. And that was the same Sephiroth that's in his head. He's just playing him. You know, he's just trying to play him. That's all it is. So I thought that was great. That open chapter 2 was amazing. Chapter 2 of Remake was amazing. It's still one of my favorite chapters to just play through again because of all the story meat you get. Yeah, JC, that scene where he shed a tear and he didn't know what that was about, that was powerful. I've watched a lot of reaction videos on that actually because I enjoyed that so much. I wanted to see how other people reacted to it. How do I think Zack will eventually die? A selfless act. A selfless act, for sure. Or the party butchers him after he kills Aerith. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Don't crucify me over that. Had you crying over the comment of FF7. Yeah, Game 3. I can't take credit for that. Someone else said that in a chat or in a comment or something, and I thought it was so hilarious. It's like remake, rebirth, refund. Yeah, and they would only be smart to recycle assets for Part 3. To be honest with you, it's the smart thing to do because you're not going to change them. Like you're not going to change what the different towns and cities and the mountainscapes and all that kind of stuff look like. You know what I mean? I don't think Sephiroth would be the type to fake a redemption. I think he is the type to try and overpower a situation because he's drunk with power. He's drunk on the power of Genova, but he's also omnipotent. And he views himself as a god. I wouldn't want to see Sephiroth try and deceive his, like, I don't think I'd want to see that. I don't think I'd want to see that. I think it would take away from in my opinion, I think it would take away from the character a little bit. Zach, don't do that. Yeah, to me, Sephiroth, I compare Sephiroth and Darth Vader a lot because they're both classic Fallen Knight stories, right? The difference with Darth Vader and Sephiroth, and this is original Star Wars trilogy, not since then, because we saw the prequels where, you know, he kills the younglings and all that kind of stuff. Sephiroth's villains have a face. Or Sephiroth's victims have a face, right? Tifa's dad, the people you met in Nibelheim, Cloud's mother. He brags to Cloud about killing Cloud's mother in Remake. You don't get to come back from that. In the original trilogy, Darth Vader's victims are all assumed, right? You never saw any of them. He was just this force of nature. You know that, like, okay, he probably killed thousands of people, you know, blowing up planets, all that kind of stuff. But you never intimately saw the face of one of his victims where you're like, oh man, okay, yeah, this motherfucker's got to die. Like, it was never like that. Sephiroth is painted like that. Like, he delights. It's almost like he delights in killing someone to get an advantage on them. Like when he destroyed Cloud's hometown, everybody he ever knew, probably the people, some of the kids he grew up with were in that town as adults now working and stuff. I mean, probably, you know, his mother dying, her trembling flesh rending to cold steel. You know, you don't get to come back from that. It was a Tuesday for him. Yeah. But yeah, and I don't want to see Sephiroth redeemed, because I love Sephiroth as a villain. Sometimes a character is great because of what they are, right? Sephiroth is an amazing villain. I think redeeming him erases that. And then he's just a character. You know what I mean? So Sephiroth goes down. Like that PS1 shot of him turning around and facing through the fire, that is one of the most iconic shots in the history of gaming. One of the most iconic shots in the history of gaming. Period. Anything. You can put anything up against that. That 1997 FMV of him turning around walking off into the fire. You can put anything up against that. That's why I don't redeem Sephiroth. Because it takes away from the legend. Yeah, exactly, Derry. Fraxitudes. Exactly, Derry. Yeah, that's why I think in Rebirth we're going to get some battles with some third and second class soldiers. We already battled a second class soldier, right? In Roche. I think he was second class. I don't think he was third. He was second. And maybe a couple of first class soldiers. We know first class soldiers are rare, but we don't know who is currently first class. They never talk about it. We saw it in Crisis Core. We know soldier program is still a thing. We don't know who the current first class soldiers are because it's not the people we knew. And Cloud thought he was a first class soldier, but that was not 5 years ago, that was earlier. But all that Crisis Core stuff and everything, that happened 5 years in the past. You know, that happened 5 years ago. So a lot's changed, and there could be 8, 9, 10 first class soldiers. And I really hope that they go into that. And I think some of your best weapon, accessory, armor drops, maybe even best materia drops and stuff, should come from super boss fights with first class soldiers. And when you beat them, like, and I think that could be some great side quests in Rebirth too, like having like a you take a side quest, you finish it, and then you think it's over, and then all of a sudden there's a first class soldier hunting you down, and then you're always on the lookout. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if, like, you're always on the lookout, like you could be attacked out of nowhere by like soldier because they're hunting for you? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be so? That would be so cool. I think that would be amazing. And speaking of side quests, you know, my side quest for Knights of the Round that I did for my 1,000 YouTube subscriber special video, that's still in play. The different tombs of the different knights from around Gaia, getting a piece of the materia, then finally going to the hidden materia cave in the ocean for the last piece, for Arthur for the last piece. And then that's how you get Knights of the Round. I would love that. That's still in play. And I would love to see soldiers hunting down the party, depending on what side missions you take, a different, you know, or it could even say, you know, like the screen goes like slightly transparent black and it shows a picture of somebody. It's like, you are now being hunted by so-and-so rank, whatever. You know what I mean? That would be dope. But if you beat them, that's how you get Cloud's best weapons. That's how you get some of the best armor, best accessories. That's what they drop. You know, it's like you want Ragnarok. You want new swords. There could be new swords, new weapons, new abilities. And every soldier first class may not have a sword. They may have something else. You know, I mean, that would be really cool. Oh yeah, a horseback duel with Roche. He's on his iron steed. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. That's Roche. He rides into Bon Jovi's Dead or Alive. On a steel horse I ride. Mark it. It's happening. That's 100%. That's not a theory. That's a spoiler, baby. That's a spoiler. Yeah, and that really increases the value of taking those side quests on. You know, I got a feeling a lot of y'all that are new to the channel would really enjoy going back and watching some of my old videos. I thought about rehashing those, but you know what? They're there if people want to watch them. But I think a lot of them are still pretty cool. I think a lot of y'all would probably really enjoy those. Dude, the fusion swords would be cool. I hope they find a way to do it. I hope they find a way to do it, because that would be really cool. What if there was like a really awesome like Forge Master in like Cosmo Canyon or something like that? And he's like, well, let me tell you, son, have you heard of fusion swords and fusion weapons? You know, and then everybody's ears just perk up. It's like, I have heard of that. Can I get it? Can I get one? First, you have to go to the Cave of Eternal Sorrow through the Valley of Despair, and then you gotta bring me back 2 feathers. This mission will take you 4 hours. Then you must go to the Ocean of Eternal Wonder and find the Cave of Destitution and bring me back 3 pebbles from the bottom of the cave. This mission will take you 4 hours. And then you will have everything you need for the pommel of the first sword. Like, oh God, I'm totally gonna do it. Maybe, you know, I love the Price of Freedom. And you know what we didn't get as far as the Price of Freedom theme? We never got like a full, like just orchestral version of that. I think that could be powerful, especially with Zack now. you know, maybe a rewrite, kind of a rewrite or retake on it, kind of like with a little dark undertone to it, like a mysterious undertone, like you don't really know what the hell's going on with him, you know, even though we kind of do. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Yeah, well, kind of what they did with Franklin in Remake is they did kind of add a cinematic flair to the summons, as far as like their exit attack or whatever. So, how long will Knights of the Round animation be? Well, I think we get it in Game 3. And sticking with the rule of 3, I think it's going to be 3 hours. No, I think it'll be... Man, how long is the original Knights of the Round summon? Is it like 45 seconds? 1 minute? Something like that? Well, yeah, Mr. Soy, and to piggyback on that point, I really hope that this game does a better job. After I finished Remake, I did a video saying things that the next game needs to do better. I really hope they do a better job of rewarding your exploration, because there were areas in Midgar where you explore down, like, you go off down a road that goes absolutely nowhere. Like, there's nothing to fight. And there were several roads like this, not one in particular, but there were several roads and paths and things that went out of the way with nothing special to fight and just no treasure box, no nothing there. It's an RPG. You have to reward exploration. You have to reward the extra work. That's the point. So I don't know if they just forgot to put something there or in those different places or what, but I hope they do a better job with that in this game, because that was a nitpick I had. Like, I think I rated it back when I was rating games. I don't do that anymore because I was like, nobody gives a shit about my rating. Who cares? I'm over here giving like GameSpot ratings and stuff, and at the time I had like 700 or 800 subscribers. Like, who gives a shit? But honestly, I think I gave it like a 9.7 or 9.8. It was my GOTY that year. Nothing else even came close. But one of my nitpicks was that there was a lot of padding, and there was a lot of that kind of crap where you go somewhere with no reward, and they can't do that again. They have to make sure they reward exploration and just a little something, just like a trinket, like a little accessory. It could be an accessory you already have from a rare drop or something. Just something. Give me something. Give me weapon and item crafting. Give me crafting in Rebirth. Just give me a ton of shit to do. I really think we're going to get materia fusion too. I think they're going to fix materia fusion from Crisis Core, which is not a lot to fix because it's pretty cool, and do something new with it. Because like I said last night, if it's a new world than what they think they're walking into, then everything could be more powerful. Enemies could be more powerful. Materia you find could be more powerful. Easy way to nerf the crowd early on. Or nerf the party early on. So this is the soundtrack for the Grand Stream Saga, one of my favorite PS1 era video games. I love the Grand Stream Saga. It's an oft slept on game because it came out right around the same time as Final Fantasy VII, so people compared the two even though they're not even close to the same type of game. They're both JRPGs, but they're very, very different games. Grand Stream Saga is very, very intimate, very it's low budget, but there's a lot of love in that game. There's a lot of love poured into the character, the cast, the music. The soundtrack's incredible. I love the soundtrack to the Grand Strange Saga. It's got that classic 90s JRPG feel, that soul to it, you know? Just puts a smile on my face. Yeah, agreed, Chris. Agreed. Yeah, this game is going to be so huge. The map is going to be massive. It's going to be, well, it won't feel like padding at all because it's just a big world, big zones, whatever it's going to be. So, all right, well, I think we covered pretty much everything we need to cover, but I am going to call it a night on that one right there. Appreciate you all. Puppy Duck, thank you for the $20, my friend. I'll put that to good use when YouTube sends it to me in July. Thanks to all the new members. Thanks to 9 for gifting those memberships again tonight. My first channel members exclusive video will be Rebirth oriented, and it will be dropping on Friday. So if you have not become a channel member yet, please consider doing so. Consider supporting me on Patreon, patreon.com/Ray Kaufman, to get some of my art sent to you every month, updates on the other projects I'm working on, all that kind of stuff, and subscribe to the channel. And until then, y'all have a great night. Be safe, be good to each other. Keep rocking. I will see you all tomorrow night right here again for what I'm sure will be another dev update. And y'all, just keep rocking. Just be good to each other. Just be happy. We got some cool stuff coming. It's gaming, baby. Let's be happy. You know what I mean? Y'all have a great one. I'll catch you later. Uncle Ray loves you, and I will see you all later. Night.